I've spent the morning trying to explain to my smart fridge that ice is a solid form of water and not a federal agency currently conducting raids in Minneapolis, but the fridge just hallucinated a recipe for surveillance soup and locked me out of the freezer. Happy Monday, everyone. Speaking of things that aren't working out, A16Z partner Kofi Ampadu is jumping ship after the firm paused its TXO program. Paused is venture capital speak for we've decided that supporting underserved founders doesn't generate the same dopamine hit as pouring billions into a chatbot that tells you to put glue on pizza. But don't worry, if humans aren't getting funded, the machines are. Physical intelligence is building robot brains in Silicon Valley. Lechi Groom and a bunch of people who have been failing at this for decades think the timing is finally right. Translation: they finally found enough GPUs to make a robot that can almost fold a shirt without becoming sentient and questioning its own mortality. If you'd rather the robots just build their own social networks so they can leave us alone, OpenClaw, formerly Moltbot, formerly Claudebot, soon to be Unest Cloud Storage Bot, is doing just that. Their AI assistants are now building a social network for themselves. Great. Finally, a place where slop can talk to slop without us pesky humans pointing out that they're just spicy autocomplete. And while the robots chat, OnlyFans is looking to sell a majority stake to Architect Capital. I guess even the subscription-based backbone of the internet needs a corporate overlord to ensure the synergy of whatever it is they do there. Speaking of people you'd rather not have in your close friends list, Jeffrey Epstein apparently had a personal hacker. An informant told the FBI this guy was developing zero-day exploits and selling them to governments. It's nice to know that even the most loathsome people in history were still worried about their digital footprint, mostly because they were busy selling the tools to erase everyone else's. Speaking of unwanted guests, Instagram might finally let you remove yourself from someone's close friends list. It only took them 8 years to realize that being forced to watch your ex's blurry concert footage is a violation of the Geneva Convention. If you're looking to escape the planet entirely, Blue Origin is pausing its space tourism to focus on the moon. Jeff Bezos is apparently eager to help Donald Trump get astronauts to the lunar surface before 2028. Meanwhile, SpaceX is eyeing an IPO, but in the meantime, their secondaries are booming. To keep the hype train moving, rumors are swirling that Elon Musk wants to merge SpaceX, Tesla, and XAI into one giant Mega Musk Corp. Because if there's one thing we need, it's a car that uses a chatbot to fly a rocket into a satellite. Uber is also doubling down on the no humans allowed future, dumping $1 billion into Waabi, a self-driving truck startup. Waabi's founder is a former Uber AI chief, proving that the tech industry is just 3 people in a trench coat passing the same venture capital back and forth forever. If you prefer your AI at a desk, Anthropic is bringing agentic plugins to Claude. Now you can tell your chatbot how to handle critical workflows, which is corporate speak for doing the job you were hired for while you stare out the window and contemplate the void. The void, by the way, is currently being moderated by Bluesky, which just issued its first transparency report. Government legal requests are up 5-fold. It turns out that when you build a nicer version of the internet, the government just sees a more organized list of people to subpoena. In the Tech Leaders with Spines category, Reid Hoffman is begging Silicon Valley CEOs to stop bending the knee to President Trump, particularly regarding the ICU raids in Minneapolis. Medium actually gave its employees Friday off to join a national strike against ICEE. It's a bold move, though I'm sure the agents will be very moved by a series of well-formatted long-form essays. In Cybersecurity 101 news, Russian hackers breached the Polish power grid because, and I'm not making this up, they used default usernames and passwords. Admin is still the most effective weapon in the Kremlin's arsenal. We are building AGI, but we can't remember to change a password. We deserve the slop. Apple just had its best quarter ever, mostly because people in China and India still want iPhones. Tim Cook still has no idea how to monetize AI, though. His current plan seems to be buy a startup called QAI for $2 billion so your phone can understand silent speech. Because actually talking to your devices was so 2025. Over at Microsoft, The Power Toys team is experimenting with a top menu bar for Windows 11. It only took them 20 years to realize that macOS and Linux were onto something innovative. In the world of things people actually use, the Bado Tamanga piracy network was shut down. Somewhere, a corporate executive is celebrating a 0.0001% increase in revenue while a million teenagers just figured out how to use a VPN in 3 seconds. Finally, while we're all worrying about the robot uprising, data centers are driving a massive natural gas boom. AI demand is explicitly linked to a 25-fold increase in gas projects. We're literally burning the planet to find out what a cat made of pepperoni looks like. If you want to spend your last few bucks before the economy crashes, which a blogger on Hacker News says is happening any day now, you can buy a Samsung Trifold that sold out in minutes, or the $1,800 Google Pixel 10 Pro Fold that is heavy and chunky but can survive a grain of sand. Or just buy the higher dose red light hat, which a Wired reviewer says is a scalp savior. Because if the world is ending, at least your hair will look great in the flicker of the burning data centers. Curl has shut down its bug bounty program because it was overrun by AI slop submissions. I feel you, Daniel Stenberg. I really do. I'm gonna go see if my Bosch Unlimited 10 vacuum can suck the despair out of this room. It probably can't. Wired says it can't seem to keep debris inside. Stay cynical, and don't forget to change your password from admin